once again go to Ruins of Lordaeron. So yeah, it seems like all is good. Jungle unplayable. They're taking a moment here, just talking to strats. Are they going to lock in something different? No, they're not. They are going to be playing the field again. And one thing to keep in mind is these teams are only 3-player rosters. So
Yep.
I feel like it's really unlikely we see teams kind of flexing on multiple comps. Like,
I've seen some teams practice actually multiple
some, not that many though. I feel like most teams are kind of just going with that one competition.
Yeah, I kind of like that. The three-player roster is very like nostalgic, and just sticking with one comp for the most part. I love that. Everyone just trying to play that one comp as good as they possibly can. But we got jungle unplayable right now. Just one away here from eliminating the Zhmek cleave. Just one more game here on Ruins of Lordaeron for them. All of
Kommt
them
und
going
holt
to game
den
number 5, of
Voodoo.
course. If the Zhmek cleave can have it their way.
Und tschüss.
Kitty cleave. I feel like if they don't overlap any defensives, the game doesn't look too bad. But I do like also what Jungle did. They wanted to go after Asmo a little bit more in this matchup. You know, like a lot earlier. In a
Just
late game,
be
they went for him when
silent
he was
and
like boom
focus.
and he had nothing left. But in this game, they actually went after him in the opener. Shixi went after him by himself. That part didn't look too good, but maybe I don't know. Maybe they had a different idea to get Homer over there as well. But when he did Trinket, they had gone on Asmo and then they kind of cycloned him and they got his Trinket from that. So I like that they can, you know, keep the Shaman guessing as well. Don't make him too comfortable standing up in the middle of the warrior like that.
I think it's really important. I mean, my own experience is like against Resto Shaman, if you're going after one target, it's probably a bad time. You want to be swapping around, swap Earth Shield, maybe you get some knock control and there's no Earth Shield up, because Shamans basically have 3 heals. They have Healing Stream Totem, Earth Shield, and Riptide. That's like 90% of their healing. So if they don't have Earth Shield, then they're missing. You know what I mean? Like, if you crowd control a Shaman, kill off the Healing Stream Totem, and you're on a target that doesn't have Earth Shield, then 60% of their healing on that target is no longer there. So I think it's really important that they're kind of bouncing around, forcing the Shamans to kind of guess who you're going after, and I do like that adaptation.
You know, one of my team names in original Kata was ES Riptide AFK. I was very salty towards the rest of Shamans back then. But here it is, match points. Jungle unplayable versus Zhmek Cleave, lower bracket match. If the Zhmek Cleave loses here, they will be eliminated, so they need to grab a win if they want to stay alive in the tournament. Black Betty, Homer J, and Chixie just kind of sitting back here, chilling near the starting area, kind of waiting for the enemy team to get a little bit closer to them. And on the flip side, it looks like the Kitty Cleave is doing pretty much the same thing, with the exception of Razzle. He is kind of behind enemy lines, but finally, Adu and Asmo are going to move forward. I think they are at the tomb. It's a little bit hard to judge the nameplate distance there, but I do believe that they are positioned. Yep, they are at the tomb, so potentially an opener happening here. Or I don't know, actually. Do you think it's good to wait for the eye to spawn and try to like get an opener on the enemy feral? That's kind of how rogues like to do it sometimes.
Maybe that's what they're opting to do. I just feel like Asmo probably just wants a pillar. Like, he probably wants to play in this tomb position, make it a little bit more awkward for Homer J to actually land, you know, his scatter traps, bad mana traps, things like that. So yeah, I guess we have a little bit of a standoff. Inevitably, the eye will come up though. But it seems like they just really want to deny any kind of opener that Razzle can have here by just standing behind that flare.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. The eyes are up now, so are they gonna go for it? Because when you take the eye, you also take extra damage. So this is kind of smart from the warrior. He's gonna take the eye on his side, because if he takes the other eye, there's a risk that the feral druid might just open on him when he's taking extra damage. But as I say that, it looks like he's going for the other eye as well. He does have the eye, so he sees the feral druid is starting to move, and he's not gonna be able to actually get.
I don't think he got it.
Well, no, he had. He picked it. This side is still open.
Oh, okay.
But Shixi is standing. There's like a little gap in the room. Like basically like a gap in the wall where you can stand, and it's actually line of sight. So he stood there just to wait, or just to avoid himself.
How about it be to just go after the shaman? Like, let's go after the shaman, try to get crowd control on Homer J, and It doesn't seem like they're going to do that. Taking the more conservative approach here on the Hunter with an early throwdown into a silence. Homer J going to be denied on a little bit what he can do. As Asmo pushing in, though, really just trying to get his team enabled in this match. Will go into a scatter. It doesn't look like there's any follow-up crowd control just yet. Stun comes in onto Homer J. They're playing very aggressive. Dixie in trouble as well. Do is really just trying to close out this game early. In this small space, I don't know if this is working out for the jungle cleave.
Yeah, I don't know how good the small space is, but maybe offensively it's insane for them. They're getting a lot of pressure here onto the Warrior, already getting his entire spellbook popped there. But Asmo still has his trinket and his spirit link. He did have to use his nature swiftness there though. But Homer J and Black
Rating doesn't matter. Just
right
play and have some fun.
He's going to just be taking a lot of punishment there in the open field. He's going to be dropping his snakes to add in a little bit extra insult to injury as they swap over to Shixi because Homer J used that Roar of Sacrifice, that crit immunity. So they're making good use of that and just swapping over to Shixi to tax Black Betty's mana a little bit. Black Betty tanking an interrupt right there. Asmo could be getting cycloned here. Shixi just gonna hard cast it in his face, landing it there. And Asmo, what is he gonna do? They're actually going after Razzle right now as he doesn't have that survival instincts. Razzle taking a little bit of damage, but I do think that the Warrior felt like a better target. But we'll see. Maybe they can take down this Feral Druid in a stun. He doesn't have Bark Skin. Can get a good stun on him. It's definitely possible. Asmo gets Homer J though in a lot of trouble. Homer J trades out the Terrans here. He wants to get aggressive with that though. Maybe get a trap. There it is. Scatter shot coming out. Do they have any follow-up? There is a monkey blind, but look at Razzle stacking absolutely perfectly on his healer right there. Not able to get that freezing trap. The Shixi could potentially bash him into the freezing trap. Oh, they bash Razzle and they get a full hex onto Asmo, switching it up there. Beautifully done there. Black Betty once again in the back line. And if Razzle shifts here to dispel the hex, he's immediately dead. They get a full cyclone to follow up on that as well. But look at that frenzied region here. And this is what I'm talking about. Feral Druids, once they're in this situation, their HP just goes up. So at that point, unfortunately for them, Razzle is going to be able to recover. And this is kind of why I like the Warrior more as a target, because the frenzied region is just crazy in Kata.
Yeah, it seems really, really strong. Let's see if they can land that full trap. Doesn't look like it's going to be able to land. Black Betty is just getting stunned up right now. Homer J still under fire. Is Adu and Razzle are trying to connect. Full trap does land on Asmo though. This is finally the crowd control that they need, but everyone is just basically full health. Adu taking a little bit of pressure, but it seems like he's going to be nice and stable for the time being. And Jungle Unplayable, they had some good pressure there on Razzle, but they're just not finding those extended crowd control chains that they need to take down the Warrior for the time being. He's down to about 50% health, but they're continuing their push onto Homer J. Homer J maybe has run out of a little bit of mobility. If they can reconnect, Adu just going for it once again. A bit of a duel between the Hunter and the Warrior, which is what we saw in the last game. In the last game, it was the Warrior that did fall, but I do feel like Homer J could be in a little bit of trouble. Both Shamans about half mana at the 5-minute mark in the game.
And Homer J not able to find the freezing trap right there. Could be big trouble for him, as now the Kitty Cleave can play with confidence for the next 20 seconds or so. He's going to have that actually in about 10 seconds. Homer J does manage to catch a big heal there from Black Betty. Still just keeping him nice and top as they force out another Spirit Link here from Asmo. They get another full Cyclone there onto Asmo, and Adu could be in trouble here. Shixi has another clone proc. He gets it onto Razzle this time. Roots coming out there onto Asmo. He's looking for the bash. Shixi doesn't have it just yet. Cooldown finally does have it now. He's gonna go for the bash right there. Homer J is silenced, so he can't place the trap there. He would have liked to, but he's gonna just continue the chain with a scatter shot, and he walks all the way on top of him. There's the freezing trap, but they don't find it. It's not going to connect, and that's 2 traps in a row for Homer that are not going to find their target, which is bad news. But once again, Black Betty trying to save the day there with Spirit Link Totem.
Yeah, Homer J still on fire. He's got his readiness available if he needs it, but needs to be really careful. Has that trinket available, but everyone from that cleave is just full health for the time being. Homer J down to about 50% health, but they do connect once again. Black Betty is keeping him alive, but now has found himself with a lower mana than Asmo. Full trap lands though. This could be danger for the Warrior. He pops the shield wall immediately, trying to just avoid as much incoming damage as possible. Continuing to push onto Homer J. Has to be unafraid in the match and not allow Homer J to get too much distance. You just have to keep pushing forward as that Warrior, even when you're low health. Keep pushing forward. It can be a scary thing to do, but it is the right strategy.
When you're a Warrior, you have to be brave and fearless. That is what it takes right now. He's actually going after the monkey here a little bit, and
very brave.
Yeah, I don't know about that. He's not being that. But beautiful cross CC coming out there as they get a Razzle into a trap. They get a full Hex there as well. Shixi is going to be taking a lot of damage though. They didn't really get much as they did go after Asmo there. Just a little bit. They get connect with a kick there onto Asmo as well actually. Into a Cyclone. No, Shixi is going to get interrupted on that. Nice charge coming out. And here comes the Warrior. Colossus Smash. Big damn here potential for the Warrior, but he's not going to be able to connect just yet. He gets slowed. Homer J trying to do what he can to get a little bit of distance between him and the Warrior. Nice scatter shot connecting. Goes for the freezing trap launcher, and it is going to hit its mark. But nice Cyclone there onto Homer J. It's going to slow down the jungle damage, and it should be enough defense here for a do on that Warrior as Shixi takes a massive chunk of damage and is forced to trade out his survival instincts.
Okay, going on. Interrupt here on the Black Betty. Adu just going to be going after him. Getting that pressure rolling onto the Shaman as well, kind of just cleaving everybody down. Mana's not looking good for Black Betty. Shixi is still just going down, making it really awkward to heal both targets. I like the split strategy. Stun on Black Betty once again is used just all over this Resto Shaman. In the meantime, Razzle's just going after Shixi. This split strategy, I love it. Can he eat the trap? Unfortunately, not able to, but it just doesn't seem like Shixi and Homer J really have the damage to follow it up just yet. And this is looking really good for this Warrior Feral team. They can keep pushing and stay on target, get the damage rolling. I don't know if Black Betty's going to ever be able to recover. It looks like he's sneaking away for a drink, but Asmo is there to shut it down. You do not want to allow him to recover any mana. Really important at this point of the game.
Really nicely done there by Asmo. Black Betty though, looking for another drink, and just when the Warrior swaps to him there to auto attack him to stop the drink, he swaps to the water shield just to get at least like one little tick. Nice little min-max there from Black Betty, but can they get any offensive pressure here? Homer J sitting through a Cyclone. Razzle also sitting through a Cyclone. Shixi gonna have to try to start up the chain here with a cross CC, but Razzle actually getting a restart there. Not able to connect with the Sun and you. Adu, sorry, taking a lot of damage here. They silence shot him there as well to deny the clear, denying a lot of that utility from the Warrior. Scatter shot connecting here onto Asmo. Can they find the freezing trap? Looks really rough here. They chain it with the monkey blind. Homer J trinketing out of a Cyclone here, looking for the trap, but doesn't look like he was able to find it. He has a bash in 8 seconds, so maybe he can flash trap. They continue to interrupt here onto Asmo. Nice silencing shot. There's a full Cyclone. He's going to be trinketed there by Asmo, and there's the Spirit Link as well for good measure to keep the Kitty Cleave offensive. And Black Betty is not looking too good here on the mana. Nice win shear there on Asmo with the Hex onto Black Betty. And Black Betty is trying to outrange it, trying to keep up his teammates, but I don't think the jungle has a lot of time left here. They have maybe one more go before it is going to be lights out, and Adu has a lot of responses for that go. I think Shixi might just fall right here. Barkston gets traded. There's the Spirit Link as well, and the jungle is definitely in shambles right now, then.
Jamek Cleave doing a really good job, but everyone is in danger right now. Shield Wall is available for Audio. See what he can do. Shixi right now still on the run. No defensive cooldowns whatsoever. Just so far on the back foot. Looks like he will go down. Black Betty's got no mana left, and Shixi does fall. Game number 2 here on Ruins. Overall, game number 4 in the match will go to Jamek Cleave as they tie this series up.
Nicely done there. Very important that Asmo was getting those drink stops, that he was making sure that he would stay on top of the enemy Shaman. Don't ever let him recover his mana, because that has been kind of the win condition for the jungle time, getting their little drinks during their setups. So it was nice that they were able to shut this down, but clearly Ruins of Lordaeron is a map that the Kitty Cleave really, really likes to play on, as it was picked twice in a row. So now the jungle, being able to win their swing match at least, are going to have that advantage in the next match, being able to pick whatever map they want. So at least they got that going for them, but you can see here towards the end,
Um mal klarzustellen,
much left here.
ich bin kein Profi-Arena-Spieler, war ich nie. Ich versuche einfach nur ruhig zu bleiben und ein bisschen zu zocken.
Long game. I feel like this is for Kata, this is very long in duration. I feel like there are some outliers obviously that can go like really, really long, but I feel like this is definitely one of those matches that you would expect it to be fast.
Bei der Arena ist mir damals zu Ur-TBC, ist mir das immer mal passiert, dass ich die falsche Seite angeguckt habe. Und dann, ja, wann geht denn das auf, wann geht denn das auf, und drehen wir uns um, die Tür war offen. Das war witzig. Das vielleicht witzig.
Quite strong, even with limited mana.
Okay, focus.
But what I really want to see, so we're going to Blade's Edge. I think that's a good pick here for jungle unplayable, but what I really want to see for Cleave is I feel like they need to make the map smaller. They need to play up top, go after the Shaman a little bit. Because I feel like if they do play that same position where Black Betty is just up top by himself doing whatever he wants, it seems kind of unwinnable. Like, if he's able to just drink whenever he wants and he can free heal and he's never in any crowd control, it seems like it's a really, really easy matchup. So I think Cleave, what I want to see them do, go after the Shaman up top, and if they, if the Hunter follows, then maybe you can make some swaps, but I don't think you can leave the Shaman up top completely.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to shut that down. I feel like it might be up to Asmo maybe, because Asmo was positioning in a way where he was sitting on top of his warrior the whole game, so maybe he can also play up top and just like shut down the
yeah.
He's obviously doing that to deny a lot of the traps, so maybe they just die before that point if he doesn't attack the warrior. I guess that's the kind of trade-off for them, but maybe at some point, if they're ahead, they can kind of re-adapt their position. We'll see. Let's Edge. It's kind of interesting that teams are allowed to pick the same map again. That's definitely a new one.
Well, the retail tournaments, there's like how many maps? Yeah. 15 maps. Only 4 here.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, if you have a best of 7, right? What are you gonna do? So yeah, that's cool. It definitely makes for some interesting strategies. You can really like opt to practice on certain maps, like certain strategies. So it's cool to see. Like this one from the jungle with their Shaman kind of being up top. We'll see if it's enough for them to get the win. Whoever loses here is eliminated from the tournament. It's a best of 5. All the games this weekend will be best of 5s, except for the grand finals, which will be best of 7s.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this one does play out. I mean, going into this matchup, who did you think was going to win? I feel like jungle unplayable, we've got a pretty big name, right? Like the classic scene. So I would be surprised to see them go down at this point in the tournament. I guess a lot of teams did sign up. Like, there was a lot of teams in this tournament. Obviously, these games were played out on Wednesday to get to this kind of top 8 position that we do see now. So we are going to be playing through that lower bracket first, like we did say. So our first 2 series of the day will be elimination series. So obviously a lot on the line for these teams, discussing all their possible options here before we get into this final match on Blade's Edge.
Yeah. Take their time here, make sure everything is ready to go. I wonder, because they're on the tier, like you mentioned. They have access to, just like basically all kinds of gear. So I wonder if somebody's going to take a little risk here on the match point. Like maybe one of the Feral Druids is going to go a little bit more PvE gear. Maybe one of the Shamans, like maybe Black Betty, because he hasn't been targeted at all, opts for playing just like a lot of regen gear, or we'll see how they decide to switch it up here. It is the final game in this first series of the Classic Data tournament. And we got Kitty Cleave versus Jungle. So for me and for Zuban, we're both happy with this. Either way, Feral Druid is getting knocked out, and as mages we love it.
One of my favorite things about Cataclysm is that you can root Feral Druids. As a mage, that feels really good. It's a cross-up on a Feral Druid. You can't shift out of it, but enough with that mage propaganda. We'll get into this final game here between these 2 Cleaves. Got jungle unplayable. The jungle has been looking really solid. Black Betty going to be looking to really position on the top side of this map, which is going to open up opportunities to drink. I feel like for Cleave, they're going to have to really change their strategy. I don't think they can just ignore the Shaman and allow them to play up top. So we'll see what they decide to do.
Yeah, let's see here. Chitsy already taking a lot of damage here in the opener. We'll it out a little bit. Asmo actually going to be the target of choice here. And he's taking a lot of damage here. Can Chitsy connect onto Asmo? Looks like he will. Hope's Berserk, big pressure here. They're committing a lot of cooldowns in this go here. Ducks around the corner, manages to get a big heal, and this is actually not looking too good for Shixie. Here he's stuck. Oh my goodness, Shixie needs to be very careful. Their trinkets out, gets the Cyclone. He didn't panic and trade out his survival instincts there, which is a little bit surprising, honestly, but he does manage to escape by the skin of his teeth. He's going to have that for later, so he's not going to be a great target. And now instead, it's going to be Homer J. Oh no, disaster. They overlapped the Cyclone there, ended the terror, and there's no heals coming out here onto Homer J. Still, just so much damage. Full Cyclone onto Black Betty. They overlap again. Beautifully done here by the Zhmekli, getting so much pressure here, forcing out the trinket from Black Betty, the Spirit Link, and the double deterrence. Homer J has nothing left, Van.
Oh, he's doing what he can to try to survive with that Master's Call, allowing him to cut away for the time being. But Zhmekli, their pressure is immense in this game, going after both the Feral Druid and the Hunter. They are not making this easy. Full throwdown on the Homer J. He's going to immediately trinket out of that one. It does land a full trap. Finally, some control coming in here from Jungle Unplayable, but is it too little too late? They have no cooldowns left. Shixie's now into a full stun as they're going after the Feral Druid. Homer J trying to just throw in steady shots and Chimera shots, trying to get the damage rolling onto Adu, but looks like that shield wall should be enough for him to survive. Full cycle landing though. Asmo needs to be careful. He's going to just trade out his trinket to try to keep his warrior aggressive, and I really like that Zhmekli is just kind of risking it here in this final game, but it could cost them.
Yeah, but they know they're so far ahead on cooldown, so they're just going to trade and try to stay on target. And this is where Homer J needs to be extremely scared. But they get a nice full trap there onto Asmo, despite the whole team being stacked on him. Homer J really sniping it there in the nick of time, but he's stuck in a throwdown. A lot of damage connecting. There's the silence shot onto Asmo. Adio, what is he going to do here? Beautiful Cyclone coming out there onto Homer J, slowing down the pressure there from Razel as they switch over to Shixie, who still doesn't have his trinket for a little bit. Nice spear connecting here on to Homer and Shixie as they make a big push. Shixie, is he gonna stay alive? Homer J, what is he gonna do to save his teammates? He can't do anything, but the survival instinct is beautiful for Shixie, and now Shixie could get a full cycle onto somebody. He's gonna find it onto Razel. They need to get crowd control onto Asmo. Asmo's got nothing left, but unfortunately for him, he's got snake dots on him. I can see that Asmo is green right now. Finally, that snake dot, I think, disappeared from him as he gets monkey blinded, but they don't get the freezing trap, they don't get the hex, and they don't get the setup then.
Yeah, it's not enough, and Homer J in the throwdown once again, but that deterrence is available if he needs it. So has bought enough time. He's going back and forth on the top side of this bridge. Kind of an interesting hiding path here. Black Betty just running with him, trying to stay ahead of his Hunter. I really like the positioning here for Jungle Unplayable. Their kiting has been good, working together as a team, and honestly a really disastrous start, but it seems like they're going to be able to recover. Readiness almost available at 3.5-minute mark in the match. I will say both these shamans are kind of getting close to running on fumes in terms of mana pre-deterrence coming in here from Homer J, trying to avoid some of this uptime from the warrior, but this is still looking a little bit scary here. Fighting around the map, just trying to do the best he can. Cutting back now, that's going to allow Black Betty to play up top, but they are shutting it down. I really like that they're just ignoring Homer J. Just keep him down there, allow the warrior to just connect as much as possible, and they're not falling for the trap. What we saw in the last time these two teams did play is a great adaptation here by Zhmekli.
Yeah, they're going to make sure that Black Betty does not get any of those drinks. And they are kind of winning on mana. They have all of their cooldowns rotating back up here for the Kitty Cleave as well. And you can see Shixie now doesn't have Bark Skin, doesn't have Survival Instinct, doesn't have Trinket. He could easily go down in a throwdown, but at the same time, Adu is taking some punishment, forced to be a little bit defensive here as they are looking for that CC chain. Full Cyclone connecting here onto Asmo. Adu gonna just respect it, trading out the shield wall. Black Betty, Bamalam, looking for the drink, Bamalam, and he's gonna get it. And that's fantastic for him. He's going to have a lot of mana here potentially. They still don't shut it down. What a nice bash there by Shixie into the pound stun. And Black Betty is coming back with 30-40% mana here for the Jungle Cleave. And despite, like you said, despite that completely disastrous opener that they had, things are looking fantastic for Jungle Unplayable as they get the warrior very low. They recover the mana disadvantage. They force Asmo's Trinket, and they got the warrior without shield wall then.
Yeah, this is a really good position to be in. There's the Spirit Link Totem from Asmo. There's basically nothing left here for the side of Zhmekli. Jungle Unplayable has fought it back despite the disastrous opener. There's a full cycle and that does land though. Black Betty's just going to decide to immediately trinket out of that. Wants to keep his team aggressive. Might actually sneak away for a drink once again. Putting on the water shield in the mid map right now. Sitting down, getting mana, needing to shut it down. Looks like Adu will. Charges over, gets the hamstring up, takes out the two-hander, and trying to get some damage rolling here onto the Restoration Shaman. We'll see what he can get done. Just playing the top side of the map by himself, and this is a really interesting kind of target choice. Razzle's downstairs, trying to go after the Hunter. Adu is just going after the Shaman. Let's see if the split strategy ends up working at all, because so far it doesn't seem like they're really getting much pressure.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Asmo is not getting a lot of mana here. He's actually the one going Meanwhile, Black Betty has actually recovered so much mana. Oh, big swap with the Black Betty. He's silenced. Can they take him down? He doesn't have Spirit Link. He does manage to get the Spirit Link off in the nick of time. I forgot for a second that Shamans can drop Spirit Links when they are silenced. And he was able to utilize that to stay alive there. Black Betty's still not out of the woods yet, but Ninja Swift disconnects. He's taking a lot of damage. 3 stone forms to stun here, and that should be enough defense for him, hopefully, but maybe not. Asmo stuck in a scatter shot. They're going after Razzle. Razzle's in bear form. They do have a Cyclone proc. They managed to get it there onto Adu, and Adu has no trinket, so that Mortal Strike effect should fall for Black Betty. If he cannot start the Warrior, the Warrior reconnects. The Mortal Strike gets reapplied. Black Betty gets freedom by the Hunter, but this is now a healer race. Black Betty, how he's gonna make it out alive here? He gets caught up with another full stun. The Kitty Clean is powering through for the win, but at the same time, they get crowd control to Asmo. He's supposed to trinket. Black Betty staying alive right now, and they do manage to get a stun there onto the Warrior. Black Betty, no Mortal Strike here. If he can kite this Warrior, that's all that matters. But I don't know if he's going to be able to. So much damage coming out. The Warrior's going to connect. No, he gets scattered, so he finally connects with the execute. And the Zhemek Cleave is going to eliminate the former champions, Shixie and Homer J, out of the tournament. We're just getting started this weekend, Ben.
Yeah, first series was quite good. They're going to try to play it out, but I don't think they're going to be able to battle it back here. Unfortunate for Jungle Unplayable, but Zhemek Cleave with a beautiful healer swap. And honestly, when we see the replay, I think what was so great about that game is the Feral Druid just really keeping the damage rolling on the Shaman, even in bear form.
Yeah.
Kind of just taking him down. Like, I was surprised to see how much damage he was losing with a bear on him. Like, look at Razzle in this game. Really well played.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I was thinking the same thing on that. Not this time, the next one.
Yeah, the next one.
When Razzle was in bear form and just like still doing so much damage actually. But he has full bleeds, and honestly, Black Betty, he had a mana lead. I wonder if the jungle should have just traded.
26 Minuten PvP. Wir cappen ja nur und zocken einfach so ein bisschen vor uns hin. Ich mache dann eine zweite Session für die Aufnahme. Wir haben ja jetzt 2400 Ehre schon, von denen kommt das Points. Eroberungspunkten hat schon geholt. Ja, macht halt Spaß. Ich mache ein zweites Video.
I mean, it makes sense. It's a bear.